Welcome to Daily Soul Frequency. I'm glad you're here. And tonight is the first night of our 12 sacred nights. A little journey, and today we begin as it's the December 25th into December 26th. This night symbolically connects to the month of January. A month associated with beginnings, direction, and grounding. And fittingly, the theme of this first night is roots and ancestors. Not in a mystical sense, don't worry, not as something distant or abstract, but in a very human way. Tonight invites you to look at where we come from. The people, the stories, the values, and the experiences that shaped us into who we are today. This is not about glorifying the past, and it's not about judging it either. It is simply about acknowledging that none of us starts from zero. In many European winter traditions, the first sacred night was seen as a moment of grounding. Winter was a time when the land rested, work slowed down, and people stayed closer to home. And in that quiet, attention naturally turned towards family, lineage, and origin. Ancestors were not thought of as spirits or figures of worship. They were remembered as those who came before. People who lived through hardship, change, uncertainty, and hope. In a modern sense, ancestors don't have to mean distant generations. They can also be the family you grew up in, the people who raised you, the environments that shaped your nervous system, the values you absorbed without even realizing it. Some of these roots might feel supportive. Others might feel heavy. And tonight is not about sorting that out. It's simply about noticing. January, as the symbolic month of this night, asks a quiet question. What am I standing on as I begin something new? Once again, what am I standing on as I begin something new? Because every beginning grows out of something older. And in some regions, people used smoke or fire during this night, not as magic, but as a sensory way to mark transition. Smoke rises. It moves slowly. It makes the invisible visible for a moment. In a grounded interpretation, this can be seen as a reminder. We can acknowledge what came before us without being bound to it. We can honor our roots without living our lives exactly the same way. You might gently ask yourself tonight, what parts of my background supports me today? What patterns feel ready to soften? What strength did I inherit without noticing? And there's no need to find the exact answer to everything. Awareness alone is enough for today. If you'd like, we'll now move from understanding into a gentle embodied experience. This is a simple, mindful ritual, grounded, optional, and adaptable to your real life. Nothing needs to be perfect, nothing needs to be forced. You may sit comfortably, or stand if that feels better. If you have a candle, you're welcome to light it. Not as a symbol of anything mystical, but simply as a point of focus. And if not, that's also completely fine. Now begin to bring attention to your breath. Inhale softly through your nose and exhale gently through your mouth. Again, in and out. Now bring awareness to your feet. Notice where they touch the ground. Imagine roots extending from the soles of your feet naturally. Roots that connect you to the earth beneath you. And with every exhale, allow your body to feel a little heavier and also a little more supported. Now gently bring to mind the people who came before you. Not all of them at once, just the sense of lineage. Lives lived before yours, choices made, path taken. And you don't need to know their stories. You don't need to feel anything specific. Simply acknowledge, I come from somewhere. Take a breath. And now imagine a soft line behind you, representing everything that led you here, where you are in this exact moment. And in front of you, a quiet, open space. You might silently say to yourself, I honor what came before me. I keep what supports me. I release what no longer serves my growth. And then just pause here. Let the words settle, the feelings, the thoughts that came to your mind. If it feels right for you, place a hand on your chest or on your belly and feel your own presence. This is where your roots meet your future. And just stay here for a few breaths. No rush, no goal. And as we slowly and gentle come back, remember this night as a foundation. January, the month connecting to this night, doesn't ask for speed. It asks for stability. You don't have to reinvent yourself just because it's the beginning of the year. You don't have to cut ties with the past. You simply get to choose how you stand on your roots. Thank you for joining tonight. You've just completed night 1 of the 12 sacred nights. If you feel called, you're invited to share in the comments one word that captures what roots mean to you right now. And tomorrow, you're invited because we're moving into the second night and explore a new layer of reflection together. So take this calm with you and return whenever you need a moment of silence.